For anyone who isn't familiar with the concept, a recursive translation is when something is taken from one language, translated to at least one more, and then converted back to the source language. The results can be quite interesting. Anyway, let's go. Brother. After driving home, Vern uses the DeLorean to travel through time. The Doctor, Marty, and Julius chase after him and arrive in the middle of a civil war, where Julius and Vern are taken to different camps. Family vacation. The Doctor again blocked the force in the laboratory while trying to think of something. Julius and Vern are upset that their school bus has been cut off. It has been electrocuted. And Clara is also disturbing the power of the gospel. The Doctor believes that his family relied too much on technology until the 20th century, so he uses the DeLorean to take his family back to medieval England. The family is not happy, even when the Doctor sends the DeLorean a few hours into the future, so they can't go home. Clara wanders, and after meeting old women washing clothes in the river, she meets Mr. Bivington of Tenants. Bivington loves Clara at first sight, and when she leaves him, he kidnaps her. The Doctor is trying to save, but the delivery is over. Clara Bivington is sad in her castle and decides to marry when she becomes a widow. The Doctor immediately thought of blaming the widow for the spear. Back in time, the Doctor and the boys go back to prehistoric times to try something new, and the Doctor stops a meteor from falling to Earth. They didn't realize they were changing history until they got home and found a civil religion ruled by dinosaurs. Violent acts. Marty makes an emergency trip to Salem, Massachusetts, in the DeLorean to deliver the Doctor and the family to replace the leaking capacitor. While the Doctor arranges for him to fix the train, Marty, Clara, and the boys head into town, where Marty is accused of being a witch. Roman holiday, aka Swing Low, Sweet Car Club. Marty and Doc travel to ancient Rome, unaware that Julius and Vern have joined them. When the boys get angry, Marty and Bifficus get in the car, and the Doctor rushes to the Lions to fly a kite. After Julius scoffed at his appearance and said he couldn't be part of the family, Vern began to believe that his father was Benjamin Franklin. Unfortunately, this leads to Vern recording Franklin's famous electrical experiment, and Doc owes it all. Time waits for no one, / The Adventures of Einstein. A. To heal Marty's athlete's foot, Doc and Marty go back in time to find a missing frog in South America, where they stop Bifondo from stealing gold from the Incas. B. In 1790, two bank robbers stole a DeLorean car and ended up in an Australian prison. When Einstein was turned in his chair, he was about to go home with the thieves. Be happy! Marty changed his original to Pee Wee McFly and helped the team win the 1897 championship. Sailor of the Day. It's Doc and Clara's birthday, and the kids buy them tickets for a cruise that will take them into space in the year 2091. Unfortunately, Ziff 10's spaceship crashes. Christmas car. Christmas is here, so the Browns and Marty travel to 19th century London to celebrate. Unfortunately, the boys lose the keys to the DeLorean in the pickup, and Clara, the game manager, and her family are kidnapped by Ebenezer Tannen. They are fishing. When Doc was 4 years old, he fell into the river while fishing and was scared again. When the boy finds out, he and Marty try to change things, but when they see him, he hesitates, leading to a plane crash, which forces young Emmett Brown to return. Julius and Vern play a variety of pranks on Doc on April Fool's Day, tricking his crew. Unfortunately, one of them, a brainwave analyzer, makes Doc believe that his scientific career is a leader and he retires. Clara's family. Marty, Jules, and Vern travel to the 1850s, where Jules and Vern meet Daniel and Martha's grandparents. Unfortunately, Martha falls in love with Marty instead of Daniel, and Clara is almost saved. Things take a turn for the worse when Martha is kidnapped by Wild Bill Tannen. Black microphone. Marty and Vern travel to the Caribbean in the 16th century, where Vern hopes to find the earrings while Marty fights the pirate Mac Mac. Children, exercise your imagination. At that time, Mr. Wisdom. Marty and Vern meet Mr. Wisdom, a popular children's science show. It turns out that the Doctor and the Professor of Education were classmates at the university. The Doctor did not mistake this, because the Lord stole his wisdom for the beautiful and sought after knowledge. Things haven't changed since Mr. Wisdom in the DeLorean. True friend. After Biff plans to run Jennifer's family out of town, Marty goes to the Wild West to stop Biff's family from returning to town. Captain Marty McFly. Moving on to the 1940s, Vern enters an upcoming dance competition with teacher Dorothy, and Marty is recruited to be the host. Spring is a new friend. Vern and his new friend Chris go to look around in the 1930s. The owner of the farm Tannen is about to disappear. Strong men and demonic monsters. The character of Vern's new favorite video game, Heroes and Monsters, will come to life again after a new adventure. The Doctor cannot solve the problem thrown into the game. Money Tree. Julius tries to grow a money tree to become popular at school, leading to problems with the media and the FBI. The name Vern. Vern was tired of his name because the children made fun of him, and he went to change a lot, while going to meet his parents before he was born. The power of football in the valley. During the celebration of Founders Day itself, the city once again received Doc. He tries to solve the problem, but it gets worse, leading everyone to try to run the Browns out of town. My father is an immigrant. After seeing something strange in Doc's woods, Biff says that Doc is an alien and everyone believes him. In 1967, Marty, Julius, and Vern arrive and discover the truth. A great doctor. Marty and the boys learn that Doc wrestled for a while in the 50s, but never competed. In the past, Marty and the Doctor boys learned the ring. Unfortunately, he suffered a head injury and became a superhero. St. Louis the Blue at the Browns. Doc's haircut causes Marty to lose his hair. Marty and the kids visit Doc, who went to Miss World with Clara in 1904, to clean up the mess, but Marty is abandoned by PT. Fruits are born in the spring. Vern was looking for a DeLorean for a show and found a dinosaur egg. Unfortunately, the fruit is hard to hide. It's all the same thing. Thank you for the registration question.